All right, welcome to the podcast. This is Russell, Donald, and Lucas, and today we're going to be interviewing Johnny Leal from the Air Force Academy. Thank you for coming on, Johnny.
Of
Thanks,
course,
Johnny.
wouldn't miss it for anything. My name's Jonathan Leal. I'm a third-class cadet at the United States Air Force Academy out in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and a former student of York High School. Thanks for having me.
Welcome aboard, Johnny. So
Welcome to the podcast.
for one of the questions I have for you tonight, why did you decide to go into the Air Force Academy?
All right. So why did I decide to come here? I decided to come to the Air Force Academy for a bunch of opportunities. Some of those opportunities I've already had were jumping out of a plane 5 times over the summer, all of them solo jumps.
Oh my.
I had the opportunity to stay out in a desert for 9 days in a row with only 4 meals. That was also pretty fun. But besides that, on more of a day-to-day basis, I decided to come here for the academic opportunities as well as the military lifestyle out of here that is possible once I graduate, and the opportunity to become a pilot.
At what point did you kind of realize this is the decision you were going to make? Like, were you an underclassman? Were you a senior? Like, when did this occur to you that you wanted to do it?
So starting the college process at the end of my junior year, I had absolutely no idea where I wanted to go to college, to be completely honest. And my sister had already done 1 year at the United States Naval Academy. And I said, hey, that looks pretty cool. She's getting paid to go to school, and her tuition is worth upwards to $500,000. And she has a guaranteed job out of there. And I was like, it'd be pretty cool to do something different than all my other fellow classmates. And I started the application process at the beginning of my senior year. And to be completely honest, I kind of put a lot of faith into getting in here. I didn't put much effort into my college applications otherwise, but I think it paid off in the long run, and I think I made the right choice.
So kind of getting into like once you get to the Air Force Academy, what was it like when you first got there and kind of started experiencing the new lifestyle?
So to be completely honest, it's absolutely terrifying. The first day you come here, it's called I Day. And on I Day, it's when your parents drop you off at the academy and you start your 6-week basic cadet training program. So pretty much you're just getting up at 5 a.m., going to bed at 9 a.m., a lot of rigorous physical activity. You kind of have to memorize a bunch of military knowledge and get accustomed to military traditions. But that first day, you come in, everyone's talking to you nice, treating you nice, get all the paperwork done. You hop on a bus and they take you to the main academy, and you hop on something called the footprints, which is where everyone starts yelling at you all at once for 2 minutes. And from that point on, it's pretty terrifying. And then all the way from that point until March of your 4-degree year, which is the equivalent of freshman year, you have to continue to learn all the military traditions and adhere to them. I was waking up at 6 a.m. every morning getting yelled at in the hallway. So that's just the way it is. But life on the other side is well worth it. I'd say that much.
Were you like surprised or kind of shocked by anything at the academy, or did it go as expected so far?
So I had an idea of kind of what academy life was like for my sister, but I had no idea it would be this difficult, to be completely honest. I mean, I don't, especially the 4-degree year, you really don't have much free time in between all the training you have to do, all the physical stuff, all the military knowledge. It's pretty much just 18-hour days nonstop. And in between all of that, you have classes from 7 to 3 in the afternoon. So definitely wasn't prepared for the lifestyle and the time commitment that it would take, but with proper time management, you get used to it.
So at the Air Force Academy, I know you said the first year is like very intense and there's a lot of new stuff coming in, but after that first year, does it change at all? Do you start to get more respect around? Like what changes?
Of course. So there's an event in March called Recognition. It's a 3-day culminating event where the 4 degrees kind of become a true member of the cadet wing. And it's just 48 hours of the most fun I never want to do again, so to say. But after that, I get to wear civilian clothing. I got to get all my, obviously the Xbox, but I got all these freedoms around the academy. I got to walk anywhere I wanted to walk. Before then, I had to run everywhere I went. I had to greet everyone with good morning and their full name, rank, and job. So definitely after that, being on the other side of it, and especially seeing it from a different perspective than I did last year, it's definitely different and definitely rewarding.
So to go back a little bit, um, back in high school when you made the decision, in that process, did you not have a plan B? When you kind of decided you wanted or to be interested in the Air Force Academy, like, did you not have a plan B or anything?
So I did have a plan B, but I would say that my plan B wasn't quote unquote up to standard as where it should have been or up to par. So I had some other schools, but I really just, and when I say up to par, it's not the quality. It's like, did I really want to go to those schools? Like I looked at some
Mhm.
ROTC options. I looked at some in-state, out of state schools all the way out west, out south, and just nothing seemed fitting or really rewarding for me to have gone there. And I didn't see myself in that place. So on the contrary, I dedicated a lot of time and effort to the academy process because the academy process, it starts in September with all your medical stuff. You have to get congressional nominations, a bunch of letters of recommendation and whatnot. So obviously the teachers at York High School helped me a lot within that process, and I can't thank them enough for that. But it is a tough process. And I would say I did have that plan B, but it was more, I'd call it a plan C if anything.
So speaking of York High School, Johnny, do you miss it now that you're on the other side of the United States?
Um, You know, obviously I still miss it, but it is nice to move on and make new connections and new friendships. And obviously I still have all my friends back home I stay in contact with and the teachers and whatnot. But I'd say going to college is definitely a big opportunity that you can take advantage of. And I chose one thing I thought about too is getting out of the Northeast region and kind of going somewhere new. Obviously, where I'm at is like 7,500 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but I do miss York High School. I miss all my friends there, all the teachers, and all the experiences. But at the same time, it's just another stage in life. So,
So, how often do you get to come home and see family?
so I come home for 3 weeks in the summer, 3 weeks in the winter, and then I have a short spring break, and I come home for 4 days in Thanksgiving. So in total, it's about 7 weeks, give or take, a break, which is tough compared to my friends who have a 6 week winter break just at that. But I make the most of it. I'm excited. I come home in 3 weeks, so that's something to look forward to. But it is tough, and especially out here, like your 4 degree year, you can't really leave base month much. You get to leave 2 times a month, and now at this point, I get to leave whenever I want. But at the same time, like I don't really have time to leave except on Saturdays and Friday nights. So it's a very time consuming experience, but it's rewarding and worthwhile for sure.
And do you know anybody besides your sister who entered this field?
So, besides my sister, the York High School legend Chris Cassidy went to the Naval Academy,
Oh, wow, I did not know
and
that.
he later became a Navy SEAL and an astronaut. But besides that, on a more recent note, Joe Neal is currently at the United States Air Force Academy Preparatory School, a graduate of York High School last year. So, you know, I can't wait to see him up here next year, and it'll be fun for him. Well, it'll be rough, but we'll see.
That's interesting that Chris Cassidy went to York High and then the academy. I did not know that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got to meet him last year at the up here for some speech he was giving, so that's pretty cool.
What's freedom like at campus? Well, and what do you get to do in your
So,
free time?
so my free time, I watch Netflix and whatnot. Spend a lot of time with friends within rooms. Uh, Go to the gym, play basketball and stuff. But I mean, the majority of the time is within school, and the free time I do have, I just want to sleep, to be honest. So.
All right. Well,
That's
thank you
fair.
for coming on, Johnny. We really appreciate it, and it was cool to hear all your experiences through the Air Force Academy and all the decisions you've made. And I hope
Thanks for
the
coming
rest
on.
of your time there goes
Yeah,
well.
thank you.
Thanks for having me. I hope some of y'all apply someday.